My father seduced my exes to prove his superiority, so I let him prove himself right into poverty. My dad treated my ex-girlfriends like baseball cards. Gotta catch 'em all, especially the rare ones that meant something to me. When I was 17, I'd just broken up with my first girlfriend Amelie after prom, and dad offered to check on her. Next thing I knew, Amelie was at our 4th of July barbecue hanging on his arm, and he kept saying someone had to show her what a real date looks like. I guess that someone was me. I confronted him and desperately asked him why, but his only response was, well, because it was too easy, and I had to prove I was better. I figured it was a midlife crisis, but it didn't stop. When I briefly dated a co-worker named Katie, dad literally joined my company gym just to seduce her. He'd make out with her in the parking lot where I'd have to walk past, winking at me like we were sharing a joke. He even brought her to my birthday party as his date and introduced her as the girl who upgraded. Then my aunt pulled me aside one day and said, "You need to stop parading these beautiful women around. Your father's spending his entire retirement trying to compete with you. This sick competition you started is destroying our family." I had never started anything, and dad would break up with them anyway once he'd seen how hurt I was. Then came the worst part of my life, when my fiancée Sarah broke up with me. I was devastated because I genuinely loved her and even planned a whole future together with her. Dad showed up at my apartment with beer and sympathy, and I let him in because I was hurting. But little did I know he was already calculating in his eyes with the same petty cruelty that he always used to hurt me. He took her number from my phone while I was asleep and went straight to Sarah's place. 2 months later, they were dating. He actually brought her to my company's award dinner where I was being honored. She was wearing the engagement ring I'd given her, but the diamond had been replaced with something triple the size. During his toast, Dad said, "Sometimes women need to test drive the son before buying the father model." Sarah laughed, actually laughed. That's when something inside me finally snapped. I spent weeks thinking about how I could get revenge, how I could hurt him just like he had hurt me, and that's when it hit me. I didn't need to go far and beyond. I just needed to lay a trap. And that's when I found Diana. She ran a very specific type of scam, getting pregnant by wealthy men and securing massive child support payments. She had 6 kids and collected over $50,000 a month in child support, most of which went straight to her beauty treatments, so she could keep doing it to other men. Completely legal, but completely devastating. I dated Diana for exactly 3 weeks, keeping it low-key, but making sure Dad knew. Then I broke up with her suddenly and showed up at Sunday dinner looking destroyed. She was different, Dad. I really thought she was the one. She was perfect. Dad put his hand on my shoulder, fake concern dripping from his voice. "You need to learn how to keep a woman satisfied, son." What was her Instagram? Just want to make sure she's not spreading lies about our family. Dad dumped Sarah within the month and started dating Diana immediately, texting me photos with captions like, "I finally found a woman who appreciates maturity."
Hey guys, real quick, I hope you're enjoying the story. Don't forget to subscribe, it would really help the page. Thanks for supporting.
Diana played the game perfectly. She got accidentally pregnant in month 2 after meticulously tracking her cycle and poking holes in Dad's condoms while he slept. When she told him she was pregnant, Dad initially acted thrilled, until Diana mentioned she'd need to move in immediately and would require financial support during the pregnancy. That's when Dad panicked and suggested they slow things down, offering to pay for an apartment instead if she'd sign a cohabitation waiver his lawyer drafted. Diana recorded the entire conversation where Dad admitted he wasn't ready for another child at 60 and tried to convince her that living separately would be better for everyone. That recording became devastating evidence when Diana filed for support, painting Dad as someone who got her pregnant then tried to abandon her. She produced receipts for every gift, the jewelry, the weekend trips, the promises he'd made while trying to impress her. The court saw Dad's $85,000 salary, his paid-off house, and his boat, then ordered $3,500 monthly in child support. Combined with his mortgage on the rental property and existing expenses, Dad was underwater every month. He had to sell the house, drain his 401k with massive penalties, and move back with his elderly mother. When he showed up at my apartment at 2 a.m. looking destroyed, his voice cracked, "You knew she was a black widow and you served me up on a silver platter on purpose." I looked him straight in the eye, remembering Sarah's laughter at his cruel joke. Then I shut the door in his face after saying one last thing, "You're not my dad anymore, so you don't get to speak to me like that. Go tell your sob story to someone else." I changed my number the next day and never spoke to him again.